To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brings us down to item 3, special recognitions presentations, and the only one we have on there for tonight is Mike Friesa from Columbian Club, and I see several Columbian Club members. The floor is yours. Yep.
Probably also the South Harrison group. Do you want them to come
Are
up?
they?
Because that's who they're presenting
Okay.
to. You-
Here's the real check.
We'll take the money. Thank you.
No, they're here. They funded on this.
Well, they're giving the money to South Harrison.
Okay.
Is the principal here?
Yeah, Greg's
Yes.
back there.
Hey, Dr. Moore and your group, you want to come up?
I brought my agriculture teacher with me.
Presentation too.
He's the one who spend the money.
Yeah, he's the one who spends the money. I'm just the middleman.
Let me get it on this side.
Hey, guys. Do you
want
want
to
to stand
Why don't you all come
Up here,
in front?
yeah.
Somebody gonna say something? Michael?
You want to say something, Mike, or you, Michael? It doesn't matter.
I'll go ahead and want to make
There
this
you go.
presentation $1,500 toward this new program that your school, I read about it in the newspaper, and I really thought it was something that the Columbian clubs could get behind. And I think it'd be a wonderful thing. It goes to market today. Nobody knows how to do anything with meat. And I think last night at our meeting, somebody said that he would provide some meat if you ever needed it at that point. So with that, the Columbian Club like to give you this $1,500 and hope it helps in equipment or whatever you may need.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, take care. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you. I got it.
All right.
I'll take care of it.
Guys, have a great evening. Thanks all, everybody down.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it all.
Appreciate it.
Okay?
Thank you.
To the max. Thanks.
Aw.
It brings us down to our next item, which is delegations, and we have 4 speakers tonight. And before that, I'll read the notice to speakers. Speakers before the Harrison County Board of Education are asked to express themselves in a civil manner at all times with due respect for the dignity and privacy of others who may be affected by the content of your comments. This is public notice that all meetings of the Harrison County Board of Education are audio taped, and most regular meetings are videotaped to be televised later on Time Warner Public Access Channel 18. While it's not the intent of the Harrison County Board of Education to ever stifle public input into deliberations, all speakers should be aware if public comments made here today violate the rights of any other person, especially under laws of defamation and invasion of privacy, you'll be held legally and you could be held legally and individually responsible. If you're unsure of the factual nature of the claim, comment, or allegation you're about to make, the Harrison County Board of Education strongly encourages you to consult first with your legal counsel. We have 4 speakers. Each speaker has 5 minutes. And first up is Ron Miniter from Lumberport. If you want to come to the podium there.
All right, I haven't done this before. I'm just here to ask about the mask mandates. I want to see them removed from school children. Not based on any science, just been proven by now that everybody's right and everybody's wrong. What I want to base it on is the logic of look around the county, look around the community. Everywhere you go, whether it's indoors or outdoors, outside of school, 90% of children are not wearing masks. I'm just really leaves the question of why, if all these parents are not worried about their masks outside of school, why are we forcing the children in masks in school? I believe they should be able to learn without the hindrance of something on their face all day. I mean, 7 hours per day or whatever for a child is a long time to be wearing a mask. My girls complain about them. I know, according to your website, the mandate's supposed to be dropped on the 29th or something like that. I just would really request that we just drop it immediately. I don't really have too much else to say other than what's the reasoning for the children in masks when they're not wearing them anywhere else other than in school. So basically that's all I want to say. I'd like to see the mask mandates dropped. So just use your eyes, your vision. The only place children are wearing masks are in school. The parents do not seem to worry about their children outside of school. So if the parents aren't worried about their children wearing masks, I don't see why the school board should be concerned if the parents would rather their children be maskless. That's really all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Tammy Carpenter, Shinston.
This is not the first time I've addressed you on different things, but this time I'm trying to stand up for myself. I've worked in this county for 31 years, since 1990. I'm 53 years old and I'm not afraid to tell you that. I had my second vaccination on February the 4th. I started having symptoms on September 23rd, still went to school. On the 28th, I was diagnosed with COVID. Those of you who know me, I've worked for some of you in here personally, I'm a rule follower. I did everything I was instructed to do. I wear my mask, I wash my hands, I use the partitions because I'm a Title I teacher. We sanitize. My mask is always on. I eat lunch in my room by myself. My husband was a basketball official. He's a football official in the county and a baseball official. He had a heart attack on the basketball court 7 years ago in December. I tried so hard not for my husband to get COVID. And to this point, he didn't get it. I got a call on my way here. My daughter, who's 27 now, has it. I just want to let you know that I'm not in the best when it comes to health. I had to have the transfusion of antibodies. If I didn't do that, I would have ended up in the hospital. I talked to Jody on behalf of the Harrison County Health Department, and she wanted me to return on the 4th. There was no way I could do that. I was getting a shower once every 3 days. I had no energy. So my doctor gave me off until the 13th. October the 10th, according to your website, if you look at it, it has the total. And for the week of October the 10th, there were 94 student cases and 27 staff cases. This is from your site. I emailed every Board of Education member. I talked to people in the county office, and I got one reply, and I would like to thank you, Mr. Devano, for your reply that you sent to me. It meant a lot. Working in this county for 31 years, and somebody reached out to me. There's a shortage, you know that, I know that. We've been doing this way too long. But as a specialist, I get pulled in 5 minutes, which is fine. I love my administration. I'll do anything for them that they ask. I don't have the problem with that. I just want you guys to reconsider as a board your veteran teachers in this county, because you've lost a lot of them who have retired, resigned, who were scared last year. I thought, I got my second vaccination, I'm good. I'll still follow the rules, everything is fine. They said the year was going to be as normal as possible. And we see the kids at bus duty. My days, I had to use 11 days. And yes, I've had health issues. I don't have a lot of days accumulated, but here's my thing. As a veteran teacher, I'm in the old retirement, so I can use my days for insurance when I retire or for service. And now I've lost 11 more. Through no fault of my own. That's just the way I feel. I hope you will take my billings into consideration, and maybe you can help me. I've done some research, and I think 26 counties are taking care of their staff in one way or another, maybe even by filing through workman's comp was the latest article I read on September 13th. So I'm just asking, I deal with pre-K through 5, and if you could please think about that and think about your teachers, because I know we're working hard. We hear you say it. I watch every single board meeting. Every single board meeting. I know that new positions have been created in the county, and why not some of that money for us who are sick? It was not fun. It was not fun. So I'm just asking you to please consider us who are on the front lines.
Thank you. Next up, Todd Martin.
Yes, sir. I'd like to defer my time to Michelle.
Okay, so one speaker, you have 10 minutes.
Now you can look through them later when you make decisions. I'm actually going to read, therefore I don't defer and say something I shouldn't. So, am I good? Good evening. My name is Michelle Kretschmar. My daughter is 14 and a freshman at Bridgeport High School. First, I want to make it crystal clear that on August 24th, 2007 at 6:15 p.m. at Bass Baptist Regional Hospital in Enid, Oklahoma, I gave birth to Ava Kretschmar. I have the scar to prove that. Since that day, I have claimed her on my taxes. Not one of you in this room has any legal rights to my child. With that being said, I have court documents to prove that Derek Kretschmar and myself are the sole individuals who have any legal right regarding medical decisions on behalf of Ava Kretschmar. As to my knowledge, not one of you board members have a board certified medical degree. If you do, please speak up after I am finished. When my daughter needs medical attention or advice, not one time have I came to anyone in this room, anyone at the Board of Education, anyone at the DHHR, nor Doris Stutler, who I have been told decides the mask mandate. During school events, students are not required to wear a mask, yet sitting in a classroom they are. My daughter cheers for BHS, therefore I firsthand see the environment the children partake in. I have taken pictures to prove that students are in closer proximity during a football game than they are in the classroom setting. Why do you find this acceptable? What is your logic behind this? Because to be quite honest, I, along with many other parents, are tired of the nonsense. Multiple studies have been completed to show that the risks outweigh the benefits of wearing masks. Some examples: medical masks adversely affect respiratory, psychologically, and function. Masks inhibit airflow into and out of the lungs. Medical masks lower blood oxygen and raise carbon dioxide. Decreasing oxygen and increasing carbon dioxide in the bloodstream stimulates a compensatory response in the respiratory centers of the brain. These changes in blood gases result in increases in both frequency and depth of breaths. This makes masks increase the likelihood that each respiration will contain a larger amount of infectious viral particles. This may worsen the community transmission of COVID-19 as infected people wearing masks exhale respiratory plumes loaded with greater levels of infectious viral particles. These infectious plumes readily move around the sides, bottom, and top of masks. Neurosurgeon Russell Blaylock raises additional concerns by stating, by wearing a mask, the exhaled viruses will not be able to escape and will concentrate in the nasal passages, enter the lungs, olfactory nerves, and travel into the brain. COVID-19 becomes more dangerous when the blood oxygen levels decline. Studies have proven time and time again that wearing a face mask decreases your blood oxygen level. Masks collect and colonize viruses, bacteria, and mold, and yet this is what we breathe 98.6 degrees into. Masks are a distraction. A girl can't wear a certain shirt due to their shoulders being a distraction. Let's talk about ADD and ADHD students. Them constantly having to touch their masks, or the person that they're paying attention to constantly touching their mask, is a distraction to them. Therefore, it takes away from their attention on the material that they are learning. On page 4 of 16 of the documents I provided, you will read where multiple boys collapsed, and some died from consequences of wearing a face mask during physical activities. As stated previously, my daughter cheers for BHS. Not only is she a flyer, but she also partakes in a tumbling pass of a triple whip, hand-hand tuck, all while wearing a mask. I can assure you that if anything happens to my daughter health-wise due to lack of oxygen during a physical routine, a courtroom is what we will be sitting in, not a Board of Education meeting room. Not to mention the lack of oxygen my daughter is receiving, but what about the danger of that mask falling off of her face, slipping under her hand while tumbling, and her encountering a serious injury? For 16 out of 24 hours in a day, our children are free to roam maskless, yet the classroom is the only place children are in harm. That is the only place that children can catch and transmit the virus. Let's just talk about transmission for a moment. If a child tests positive for COVID-19 and children have to be quarantined, the vaccinated children get to stay at school. Just FYI, vaccination does not prevent transmission. Therefore, those children still get to go to school and infect while my child stays at home and out of instruction. During the September Board of Education, Russell Sickles spoke in favor of the mask mandate. Yet 1 month later, almost to the day, hosts a homecoming party after that my daughter attended. Again, when does the nonsense end? Board of Education members, how many times have you touched your masks tonight? Those of you that are wearing them, I've seen multiple times. Were you aware of how many times you touched your face? Do you realize that the compromised immune systems our children now have? They touch their face more times than they can count daily, all while adjusting these masks. Heck, they scratch their nose, touch the door, another student opens the door, and then scratches their nose. Are you seeing the lack of common sense with the mask mandate yet? Do you think that they would touch their face as much if they didn't have a mask on? Did you know that the Parkersburg Board of Education have a lawsuit filed against them? If this continues, I feel the parents against the mask mandate need to band together and do the same. To date, the governor has refused to reinstate a mask mandate in West Virginia. On July 27, 2021, the governor declined to reinstate a mask mandate. He stated he didn't think that we were there yet. The governor express noted on August 12, 2021, that he wasn't mandating the masks in school. He said, I'm trying to give a lot of the leeway to our local offices. But if this continues, we will have to adjust and we'll probably end up having to move in this direction. On August 16th of 2021, governor stated in a press briefing that the situation did not justify him mandating another mask mandate. As stated in the lawsuit against Parkersburg Board of Education on September 29, 2021, the West Virginia Attorney General issued an opinion letter pertaining to the authority of local board and health and local health officers. The Attorney General was presented with a question of whether a local health officer could legally issue an order for universal masking in a particular school district. The Attorney General concluded that the local health officers are not empowered to promulgate rules or orders on their own, and that they lack authority to issue binding unilateral directives. The powers of the local health board are stated in West Virginia Code, section 16-2-11, section B, number 3, section A. The rules must be consistent with the state public health laws and the rules of the West Virginia DHHR and must be approved, disapproved, or amended and approved by the county commission or other appointing entity that oversees the promulgating board. Since this has not taken place, can you show me and the other parents what laws you have followed in order to implement a mask mandate? Are all of the board members here, you're voted into position, right? When will you stop being a puppet? Please remove the masks off of our children. Like I said, it's my child. I'm the one that takes care of everything medical wise. You guys don't go to her doctor visits. You guys don't tell me what birth control she can be on. She's not on, but I'm just saying anything health related, I make that decision. I carried her for 9 months. I remember adamantly giving birth to her, and I have raised her for 14 years. Thank you.
Moves us down to Superintendent's update, item 4.
I have 3 minutes left. Is he able to say any words?
You already.
Okay.
I can't reclaim my time.
No. We're not calling.
Typically I'm not gonna be.
That's just, I mean, that's our rules. I mean,
Well, yeah,
you did it in the beginning. So.
I get it. I just want to offer some assistance to everybody, honestly. I've done a report, academic research type report that I'm presenting to, hopefully soon, to the governor's office regarding therapeutics for COVID-19. I would like to offer, everybody should.
So just to follow the
come
rule,
back
yeah.
to me and.
To follow the rules, since we did, if you want to get
it
after the
Sure.
meeting, if you want to.
Yeah, but I just want everybody to know that there is some hope out there. And if you want to contact me, I'd be happy to share every bit of that with you. It will save lives. I'm very passionate about it, and I know you got to go, but I'm serious. It will, no matter what. And I would like everybody to know about it.
Ms. Steiner.
Yeah, I don't have a lot for superintendent's update. I know Mr. Devano had asked, and I've got a job description for the Game Changers coach. When we get down to that, if you've had a chance to look at that job description. Right now, the Game Changer organization is something that they're wanting to pilot here in Harrison County. It will be currently at some select schools, which will be announced at a later date. But it is a substance abuse prevention program put together by a group of state officials and working with the governor's office is what that is. And they're wanting to eventually have that across the state, like every county, every school, to have a substance abuse program that is
We don't
consistent
pay any.
and united. No, yeah. And it's
None
going
of
to,
that comes. And what I really liked about it, when they put this together, the substance abuse, and I participated, remember, on that.
yeah, the initial.
On the initial Zoom
meeting.
call,
Uh-huh.
is that they are hiring coaches, and they intend to pay these coaches, because they're life coaches, what we pay, they based it on.
Like a coach,
At
like
our
a-
coaches' salaries.
Like a
So
football
they want to
coach.
pay them no different than our athletic coaches, because they're life coaches.
So is this something we have to approve? Or
We're
is it-
approving a position,
The-
because they pay for it, but we have to approve an extracurricular position, and it's on there tonight.
The job description's
The
on
job
there.
description.
Okay.
But we'll fill them later. So our teachers can apply for these. But the good thing is they're doing life coaching for drugs, but they're getting paid the same, basically the same supplement our high school football coaches are
I
getting.
think the group's concern is, and why these folks all got together was, we've got a lot of different programs. We've got Too Good for Drugs. We've got, there's a program in the 5th grade that's DARE. They want to see more of a comprehensive program that's reaching all the kids at all the grade levels. So it's a pilot type program, and they're wanting to roll it out in 10 schools this year, and then eventually take it. It's really the governor and
So
the
if you're
prevention.
looking, these coaches are making $5,000 for the, as an extracurricular contract. We don't pay any of
It's the Betty Ford Hazelton Clinic, and they come in and they'll train a coach, and they give us support, and then that coach is somebody within the school that kids can go to if they're having anything, really.
Do they work
Concerns.
with, I know with here, like, we did the juvenile drug court, and that was.
Yeah,
like-
it's
that was
all,
the best
basically
I've
what
ever
they're
seen.
doing, what they're doing is all encompassing.
It's
They're just
very
going in.
similar to the
We've got a lot of
race
things going on
model.
there and all that. This pulls it all together. But instead of that, you have, if you know anything about Hazelton, because I work with it through the day report, that's the curriculum we use. It's evidence-based curriculum, and you use that, and they go through this. But what they're doing is a lot of training to teachers to become life coaches to help these kids, coach them out of addictions and keep them away, rather than the old DARE model, which is get to the 5th graders and show them that drugs are bad, which is the model that doesn't work.
Right.
You need to catch
I
them.
think the thought is you catch them before they ever say yes, you know?
Well, but they're
So-
there, but then once they do, you
Yeah.
have to have something in place to make sure you.
That's where I like
Somewhere
the
for them
juvenile
to
drug
go.
court. So if they can work hand in hand with the.
Yeah, they
drug
do,
court.
and the good thing is, it's the first time where we're putting an emphasis, usually when you have these type of programs, we have a teacher and we have an extracurricular program, and then we give them a stipend that's small compared to what they're saying is, we're gonna pay them what we're paying our athletic coaches, because these are coaches of something more important than athletics even, so we're gonna pay them as such. So there's a ton of money
And
there,
Hazelton,
and
Betty,
it's gonna help our teachers because it's gonna get them invested in. the
there's a
money.
curriculum, there's an elementary curriculum, a middle, and a high school
No,
curriculum.
I think it's great. I really enjoyed, when I was a DARE officer, seeing the juvenile drug court, because I had seen a bunch of those other programs come through, different high school presentations.
We have to realize the
They
juvenile
kinda
drug
come
court,
and
the treatment team on this, which we do adult drug court in my facility. Hazelton is the curriculum we use.
Okay.
Part of the curriculum. It's the same curriculum.
Are they doing 10 schools throughout the state, or are they
It's 10
choosing?
schools initially throughout the state.
state.
Harrison County was given 4 of those.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so, and we'll be making the announcement of where that's going to be. But eventually, they're wanting in up in 5 years for every school in the state to have this program. That's their goal.
Can I ask about the parameters of this? In other words, this is extracurricular, so this is not during school time, right?
Well, obviously, it's extracurricular. No, it's additional work. Obviously, if you're a teacher in a school and you're a life coach, and there's a student that you're mentoring that has an issue, you're going to do some of that during school time, obviously.
Well, and their thoughts is that they'll develop clubs and other relationships with other students to make it a larger pool of people because sometimes a child will go to a friend and talk to them before they'll talk to an adult.
Right.
So that's the whole purpose. It's really just all in-school, peer-based prevention, so that they have a relationship or somebody in that building that they can go to. And it's going to coincide with, it should work with our counselors. We've got Project Aware now in some schools where we have a therapist there. They just want
I
it to
just
be.
want to make sure that this doesn't become another add-on.
That's
for
exactly.
people that already have extracurricular contracts. I mean, I don't want a football coach that's making $5,000 make another $5,000.
This is going to be pretty
Because he
intensive.
studies with the principal.
Well,
This is going to be intensive to the fact that if you're signing on to this, you're not going to have time to do other.
They're very particular about who gets selected as the coach.
Well, I want to make
Yes.
sure of that.
They made
How long
it
is the
very clear.
contract for? Because
When you-
like, okay,
It's just a year at a time until they see, they want to do this pilot to see. I mean, they really have big intentions to get
and
this.
I like it, right?
Yeah,
You wouldn't want a very long contract in case this person doesn't work out, and they're just kind
Just like,
of
yeah.
milking the company.
Are we hiring them or is the principal recommending it? Because
Well, we hire everyone.
Well, I would really like to see us involved with who is chosen.
we'll be.
I would
involved.
anticipate
Yeah.
that it's going to come
Yeah,
from.
we'll be involved in those
Great.
for the hiring.
I don't want,
Yeah.
okay, when you say coach, that just turned me off.
It's a different.
I mean, I don't
Well-
want a principal to recommend a coach and then we all sit here and have to go with it. Because this is a whole different ballgame. It's not a football coach, although
Oh, I
they're
think
going to
this-
be comparing.
Well, I think that was the initial
compensation.
concept of calling it like game changers, because they want something that's really going to be comprehensive, that's real. They just
Basically,
want,
what they're saying by
something to
saying
work.
coach is that we're putting on the same platform, the same
Yeah.
level as an athletic coach.
It's more like a guide, you know what I mean? It's,
You do
It's not an
understand.
athletic
I
coach.
Yeah, right.
understand.
oh, I understand.
I don't, yeah.
And I really hope it doesn't.
Well, anybody that's worked in a school knows that really a program is only as successful
And I'd
as the
say Ms.
person
Miller
that
will
you've
be
got
involved,
working,
correct?
yeah, working on it. Yeah,
I mean,
Can be.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, you're a psychologist,
I
correct?
can be.
Yeah, so, I mean,
No, I'm worried
Yeah, we
about
have
it.
experts to worry about that, so,
Good, good.
Like I said, this is really
okay.
new,
It's a great program.
yeah. So you'll see the
I'm
job
excited
description
about the
later.
program. I just hope that, I just want to make sure that
We're-
we're involved with it and it's not appointments from principals and stuff like that.
But you have to understand that the training's pretty intense, so it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, by Betty Ford, they'll be coming in and training these
It'll-
coaches to take care of the school, yeah. And then I'll have, I think they're looking at, since we're north central, West Virginia, and then they're looking at a southern district and in a couple northern schools. So, but they'll be presenting that curriculum as soon as I get it, I could share that with you,
please do.
yeah, what the
And
curriculum.
are you Norman also?
I am. I was just
Okay.
named as one of the board members for Game Changers. There's 11. And initially, Bernie Dolan was on that board, and there's other West Virginia Department of Ed people, but a lot of them are business folks, like John Ebert's on that board. So,
Where are we gonna put them, in high school, junior high?
They want to begin with elementary, middle, and a high. Yeah, and get it rolled out across the grade levels. So, I'm excited. They've got big aspirations to make it work. I really didn't have any other superintendent's update. I don't believe Mr. Lopez, we're about the same with the Gore project. It's just moving along, and,
Unless anybody has any questions.
yeah, we did have a minor bus accident this morning that no one was hurt.
No.
Hit a deer?
Yeah,
Deer hit us.
deer hit the bus. So that happened early this morning. Did you have any updates?
All right.
Did you have an update, Doug? Did we have I think you
No.
gave it the last time.
I gave it the last
So,
time.
yeah. I
Okay.
think we're good.
Moves us down to approval of consent items, and I will say there is reimbursement on there for our training in Charleston, but since 3 of us attended and not just 2, then we don't have to recuse ourselves if there's 3 or more that attended, so there's no problem with us voting on that. So is there a motion on the approval of consent items?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business, memorandum of understanding between WVU for clinical teacher of record for school counselors.
Make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between WVU and CTR for school counselors.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Funding request for South Harrison High School. And you brought this last time for presentation, correct, Dr. Moore?
Yes.
And this was for a funding request out of our contingency fund.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
And the total amount is, from the contingency fund, is
16,000.
17,000. It's within the 50% matching, so. Okay, there's been a motion. Was there a second?
Yes, second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Out-of-state professional leave request, out-of-state travel study request, agenda adjustment. Is that for?
Oh,
just-
that was the name.
Right.
We had an employee that has since resigned, and we have Amanda.
We've already previously
Yeah.
approved this for the FFA,
Yeah.
but one of the, we just
Brianna
have to change.
McCauley has left, and they wanted to
We're just
substitute Amanda
substituting one of the
Harris.
chaperones. So.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those?
Does that
oh,
include the financial people also that are, you know,
No.
That's not out of state, it was in state.
that was in state? Okay. All right, thank you.
All that's at the,
Did I,
ask for the conference.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. No old business, policy updates. Did you want to rescind your vote on that, since it already took place? You can't
I would
rescind.
still just have it on record.
So you want to bring
rescind
back
my-
a previous travel from last,
I stated my feelings on it, that
Right.
last
I put that in
meeting,
there.
voting on the kids going to Fright Farm. I want to rescind my vote, even though it has already passed, but I think it's good to have it on the record to,
having voted in the affirmative,
I'm
then
against
you can bring
that.
it back. So you need to make a motion to bring it back into old business off the table. It's not tabled, but bring it, you need to make the motion
I'd
first
like
to
to
bring
make
it
a
back.
motion to bring back the in-state travel that was presented to us last week.
No, that
was out of state.
Out of state,
Oh,
yeah, out of state that was approved,
That
so.
was
It's okay.
approved last,
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
yeah.
So you make the motion to bring it back. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So it's back up. So we just need to then, and I don't have it in front of me since we don't have it, but it was an out-of-state trip to Fright Farm, which has already taken place. So it's kind of, so you just wanted on the record to vote no. So it's all those in favor of that trip signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed, nay.
All right. So that brings us down to personnel matters. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the personnel.
Actually, I'd make a motion pursuant to, I move pursuant to Article 6-9A4(2) of the West Virginia Code that the board go into executive session to discuss personnel and personnel matters, which if discussed in public might affect adversely the reputation of a person.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll go into executive session.
Yeah.
Motion to return to regular session.
Make the motion to return to regular session.
And I need to add, no, we didn't take the second on this, yeah.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're back in regular session. I needed to add on our personnel agenda, there is a agenda adjustment to that we received. Joseph Spatafor, leave of absence treasurer, chief school business official, full-time 250-day employment term, but it is an interim effective October 25th, 2021 until change of status in the position. Is that the?
Yes, that would be
Okay.
Monday.
Okay. So that's with the regular personnel agenda. Is there a motion on the personnel agenda with the adjustment?
I'll make a motion to approve the personnel agenda with the agenda adjustment.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Job description for West Virginia Game Changers coach, extracurricular. We discussed that earlier. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. No legal or disciplinary matters. Board member comments. Mr. Daugherty?
I agree with you in the mask. I'm not a fan of the mask whatsoever. I have a letter to the health department citing 29 studies, some by the CDC, some from the NIH, some from around the world, showing that masks are more harmful than good. That maybe the cause of why our COVID numbers are up because of storing all the bacteria. And I'm asking in that letter for what studies they're using to justify wanting to wear the mask for the students. So I'm just waiting to hear back from that. But, yeah, but that's where I stand on that.
Ms. Messenger?
I would just like to formally welcome Mr. Joseph Joey Spatafor as our new treasurer and chief school business official intern position. It is wonderful to have you. Welcome aboard.
Mr. Hope?
Well, I'd just like to say that I heard coming here today there was a blessing in Harrison County that one of our students who was very ill in the hospital, Maddie Childers, got released today, and she was coming home, and I guess it'll be a while for her to get fully recovered. And I was the understanding she had shots and everything, and she unfortunately got COVID, and she almost didn't make it, but she has now. So all praise to the good Lord above for bringing Maddie Childers, one of our kids, back.
Mr. Devano?
I have no comments.
I have nothing either. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Moved and seconded by Mr. Daugherty. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Children of peace, go in peace.
Thank you.